Time for another edition of Donovan Live. I'm Danielle Serino, filling in again for Jimmy tonight. Here's what's coming up. Cleveland has installed its new bishop, and he comes with high hopes. His colleagues call Bishop Nelson Perez forward-thinking and compassionate. We sit down with the younger generation of Cleveland Catholics to find out what that means for them. And show him the money. Houston, Texas.
God is good, and all the time. Bishop Grease, was that all right? That's his line, too.
All right, and with that, a new era begins in Cleveland. What you're seeing is the ceremony to officially install the Cleveland Diocese's 11th bishop, which wrapped up a little while ago. Bishop Nelson Perez will serve the diocese and become the first Hispanic bishop we've ever had. Today, religious leaders from around the world made their way to the ceremony at St. John's Cathedral in downtown Cleveland. And after today, Bishop Perez will begin building his legacy in Northeast Ohio. And joining me tonight is a young professional within Cleveland's Catholic community to give us some insight on what this new bishop could mean for the area. This is Ryan Brown. You're a senior at Carroll University and part of their Catholic Ministries program. Thank you for joining us.
Absolutely.
This is very exciting times. Everything we've been hearing and reading about him is that he's approachable, he's kind, he's gentle. Appointed, ironically, by Pope Francis, who a lot of people are saying that about. What can you tell us about him? What's your insight?
I mean, I think that's a really good summary. And tying him closely to Pope Francis, I think, is applicable because they're both super accepting and very, I think, approachable. It's hard to approach the Pope, but he gives that off. The fact that they're both open to new people joining the church, and they're both, I think, so open to the youth, and they think it's so important to bring the youth back into the church. We're excited.
And let me ask you that question. Talking about the youth, what do you hope that he brings to your generation? Because the youth has kind of been moving away from the church. Pope Francis brought some of them back, and hopefully this bishop will as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's no secret that younger people are tending to leave the church, but I do think with Pope Francis and with now this Bishop Perez, that hopefully they'll do something to bring it back in. And I think the best thing they can do is just be engaging. We want to talk to them. We want to have a conversation with them and kind of talk about what we see as good things in the church and things like that. So.
And he's already given some interviews, so obviously on some controversial topics, so obviously he's a little bit open to that. Yeah. Now he says he doesn't have a plan and wants to adopt Cleveland's plan. If you had any input on that, what would Cleveland's plan be?
Ooh, good question. I think a lot of that would just be, again, being engaging and being open to suggestions and being able to react to what the people are saying of Cleveland. I know at John Carroll, we're a Jesuit institution, so we do a lot of, we're men and women for others, and that's how we base our identity. And I think if the church as a whole kind of based their identity more on that, being men and women for others, that would be a good thing. So that would be my plan.
Okay, well, thank you so much. We just ran out of time. I was going to ask you some more questions, but we very much appreciate you coming in. And all of us, Catholics, not Catholics, very excited about this new bishop.
Thank you so much.
So thank you.